Hello, my wonderful parents, school owners, school administrators, caregivers, every one of us stakeholders. You're welcome to today's session. My name is Damilola. Today we'll be speaking about physical development for children between the ages of 0 to 5. This is a very, very crucial area of children's development because it speaks to their movement, their coordination, and their overall health. Physical development is about building the foundation for children's movement. Here we talk about the gross motor skills, which speaks to how they run, they jump, they walk, and then the fine motor skills, which is about how they write, scribble, or draw. All of these two helps promote their movement health-wise and their ability, to do things habitually. Growth is another aspect of their development. When you talk about growth, you're looking at children growing from 0 and moving upward. So from the 0 to 3 months, for example, a child is learning to make sounds, a child is learning to lift their heads up. That is part of growing. And you can see them also making effort to sit. That's like from 6 months to 9 months. That making efforts to sit all by themselves independently. They are making efforts to, follow objects as it passes. So maybe someone moves across and you just see them turn their heads and follow through. Those are some of the changes you see physically. From 9 to 12 months, they start to pull things and make effort to stand up on their own. They drag things, make effort to stretch out and pick things up or grab and hold tightly. So these are physical changes that you can see. Another one is coordination. How do they coordinate themselves? So you have children do what you call the eye-hand coordination. They follow up an object, and so if you throw a ball at a child, that child is looking at the direction of the ball all up until he or she catches it. That is one. Coordination of the body generally. How do they sit? How do they walk? All of this must be done in such a way that they are balanced. And this is a practice. This can be achieved through practice. It doesn't start once and they get perfect at it. So in the process, they're falling down, they're staggering, but they are making steady progress. Body coordination together. How do they walk? Their limbs, their legs, how do they carry it? If they fall, what do they do? Do they stand up and try to balance up? These are what we look at for when we talk about coordination. They also can try standing on one foot. They keep shaking and, as if they will fall. It's also a play kind of thing. They are excited at it. They try to do it over and over again. You can also make them walk on a straight line. So you put like a masking tape on the floor, straight, and then they take their foot one after the other, right, behind. So that helps them, coordinate their body structure. Their ability to control their movement is another. Here you're looking at how do they, coordinate their body when they bend down to pick an object. Do they fall flat, or do they stagger but then still be able to control and maintain their balance? All of this adds to how to control their body structure. Therefore, physical development is how a child's body grows, gains strength, coordination, and control. Let's talk about things that physical development can help children do independently. They are able to, dress themselves up. They're able to go to the toilet and ease themselves. They're able to do their work, where they need to write, they write. They're able to move around freely, play with little or no, support, as it were. These are some of the things, this physical development helps children to do by themselves. Allowing children to try anything, even when it's messy or slow, helps them build their independence and confidence. Our role as stakeholders is to provide an environment for healthy development. By so doing, we provide a safe place for them to play. We ensure that they actually play and they're not pressured. We also ensure that the screen time is reduced and generally just give them freedom to do whatever they want to do, but they must be monitored. Physical development does not require any expensive equipment, but I'll give you a few examples of activities that children can engage in. So you have the tummy time for babies. This does not require anything. Just put the baby on their tummy, lying down. What you see them do is they try to raise their heads up and see if they can balance. You just see them making efforts to raise their heads. Looks very interesting. Then you can have children do walk games. They could do music and dance. They could, run. Just exercises, things that keeps them fit. And whilst they do this, they are building their muscles. It's getting stronger by the day, and their coordination is becoming very real. Remember that everyday play is powerful. Thank you very much for sharing this session with me. Please do not forget to like, share, and sharing here means telling other people. Let them come share with us. Let them enjoy what you're enjoying. Thank you. See you next time.